But it's kind of like the Trinity, though. It's like, what a perversion. Vivek, on Trinity. Let me see what he says. Get him out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Personal question. It's allowed. So based on the press, based on what the press says about your beliefs, you call yourself a Hindu, but you also call yourself Christian.
I don't call myself Christian. I call myself a Hindu.
Okay. So based on what the Turning Point's values are, which is Christianity.
Yeah, I would even push back on that, but go ahead.
I'm a little confused on why
I still haven't gotten a definition of what conservative is for me. Conservatism is meaningless to me unless it's conserving the practice and the faith of orthodoxy. The word is meaningless. If it's not orthodox, it's not worth conserving. It's pretty simple.
You believe in I don't know, wouldn't it be logical to conclude that a monotheistic organization would be more, I don't know, I just don't understand why.
Hey, Junior!
I guess a polytheistic ideology would support some sort of, I guess, monotheistic perspective, which Christianity is. So I guess I'm wondering why you have.
Look, if you guys don't want to ask this question to someone like this, you say, how do you reconcile the incompatibility of Hinduism and Christianity? Are you preserving Hinduism? Are we conserving? Is that what we're conserving here in America? Hindu? Hey, Linda Ramaswamy. Dude, that's his real name? I didn't know that. I thought Linda Ramaswamy was a totally made-up name. Hey, Linda.
Gostomix, I finally evolved to be here live.
Thank you, Gooster.
Many thanks, JB.
Shout out to Gooster Mix. Great resource for evolution. You just ask them, are we conserving Hinduism here? Are we conserving Hinduism? Hey, listen, buddy. Hey, Ramaswamy. Yeah, in the back. Ramaswamy in the back. If it came down to your constituents, would you push policy that conserves Christianity over your own religion? This is why democracy, even in the form of representative democracy in the way we do it, is still a bit wonky. And I forget who the writer was. Mr. Westford covered this person. I forgot the name of the writer, but he read an excerpt from this writer. And this writer had a really good insight that even if it wasn't direct democracy, your representatives are always trying to walk a fine line between their own ethics, their own worldview, their own convictions, and the convictions of their collective constituents. And in this case, it's a perfect example. So what you have to do is, don't ask someone to reconcile the philosophy or the metaphysics or the ethics between the two, which is you could do. He's trying to do it now. You just put them on the spot. Look, if people vote for you, if there is a policy leaning heavily toward Christianity and it was a policy that somehow moved against Hinduism, what would you do? Would you represent your constituents with your actions? Or would you choose your faith?
Christian values in that way.
Sure. Happy to address that. What's your name, sir?
Liam Birmingham.
Birmingham versus Ramaswamy, round one.
So tell me about what you know about Hinduism.
It's gay and dumb and demonic.
Hinduism is a polytheistic.
That's what needs to happen. They need to do that. It's gay and dumb and demonic. It's not the truth. I know it's not the truth.
Religion that.
I know it can't ground. I know it can't adequately ground ethics and morality or truth.
With due respect, I'll just cut in right there because there's one thing I have a little bit of authority on.
This is purity testing. It is. It's necessary, Chad. It should be. It should happen. Purity testing. It's like that's what that's what a crucible is.
I'm actually a monotheist. I believe there's one true God. It's from the Vedanta tradition of Advaita philosophy, not stuff that we need to spend a ton of time here on, but since you asked about it, I wanted to address it. I believe there's one true God. Now, let me just ask you, because I know that may be a hard thing to process.
When Jimbob debates Rob Noor again, have it on what conservatism is. I don't think we'll agree. He's moving closer. He's moving more in the direction of Christianity informing what conservatism is. So that wouldn't be a debate for Rob. That would be a debate for like someone at like Turning Point, one of these guys.
FPQ. JB, check out the YouTube channel Ben Russell and watch the last 2 videos parodying Jubilee.
A parody? Finally, someone did a parody. Nice.
What's your faith?
I was waiting. Who's going to do that?
I'm a Christian. I'm a follower of Jesus.
Great. Do you believe in the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit?
I think a lot of people here do. So
good. And that doesn't make you a polytheist, does it?
Probably not. No.
Great. Because I think this is it's a great spirit.
It's a great spiritual. I'm a total politician slime ball. Oh, it's so great. No, it's not, dude. I don't care. Look, the argument isn't even whether or not Hinduism is polytheistic. As if two monotheistic religions are compatible merely because they're monotheistic. This is like a V2 kind of take, by the way. No. You don't accept another form of monotheism if it's false anyway. You don't go, oh, well, you know what? You know what's interesting about you guys? We can really get along. We should co-engineer society based on both of us. You know why? You and me both believe in one God. No. What a Ramaswamy take this is. So stupid. So low tier. That's why the question isn't sufficient. He's kind of like asking him to philosophically unite the two. But, even if he couldn't do that, the question is they're two different things. Why should we listen to someone whose ethics are going to be derivative of their Hinduism? That's what you should ask them. When you push a policy, if it's between Hinduism, the policy aligning with Hinduism and aligning with Christianity, would you choose Christianity?
Spiritual question. There's good dialogue here.
Syncretism. Yeah, syncretism.
Religion has its reconciling of the one and the many. And so in my faith, I believe there's one true God. He resides in all of us, and he appears in different forms, but it's one true God.
No, that's like modalism. That's like a perverse modalistic view. Not Trinitarian modalism, but a type of modalism that God is a series of avatars and he shows up everywhere. No. What is that as a person? See, we believe in Christ. We believe in the second person. We believe in the Trinity, the triune Godhead. That solves the problem of the one and the many. Your view doesn't actually resolve the problem of the one and the many. The guy asking the question doesn't know the one and the many problem. That's beyond him. So it's actually smart optically for Vivek to go to the one and the many problem, but Hinduism doesn't solve this problem. In fact, it makes it worse. It reduces to particularism. It splits God into modes of multiplicity, and he's in everything. He's a butterfly God, and so this is the problem with nature and person when it's missing in a theology, and why it's so important in Christian theology to grasp person and nature, because Ramaswamy here adequately dodged this because the guy's not prepared to push back on this. Okay?
I'm an ethical monotheist. That's the way I would describe my faith. Now, I'll tell you, I'm not running to be pastor of Ohio. I'm running to be governor of Ohio, and I didn't run to be pastor of America. I ran to be president of the United States of America.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question in response? Because I love dialogue like this.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh,
Do you think it's inappropriate for someone who's a Hindu to be, say, a U.S. president?
No.
Yes.
I think it's no. Well.
Yeah. Don't go liberalism on us. Stick to your roots, kid. That's right. Stop yourself. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. JB believes conservatism is intrinsically tied to Orthodox. That's not exactly what I said. I said conservatism is meaningless to me if it's not tied to Orthodox. So it's not that conservatism itself has its, it can mean a lot of things. So no, like it's not, the term itself is not intrinsically tied to Orthodoxy. I didn't say that. I even told you, this is why I know you don't listen, Game Caller. You're not a good listener. I said earlier in the stream, the term conservatism could apply to Satanists. They could actually conserve something. They can conserve their tradition. To me, I said the term is meaningless if it's not conserving orthodoxy. It doesn't follow that conservatism as a word, as a theme, is intrinsically tied to orthodoxy. I'm just saying it's meaningless to me if it's not. It's not the same thing, dude.
You be honest.
Isn't Hinduism? Well, I mean, I can ask yourself that Hinduism believes in Shiva and what is it?
Vishnu,
the
Brahma.
the flute. God, I forget.
Right, Krishna, who's you're thinking of.
Yeah, Krishna.
So the one thing for you to take away from, about my faith is I'm an ethical monotheist. I believe in one true God, the Advaita philosophy of Vedanta. And I think that as you think about the Holy Trinity and
This is why in V2 they accept this too. So we got American politics. This is why if you're a Catholic, you should start to get really rigorous with your theology, especially now because you're vulnerable. You're actually vulnerable because in the end, your authority, the one you're going to appeal to, you're going to dogmatically appeal to V2. You're going to accept Hinduism, Hindu people like this running on conservatism. If you're a Catholic and you go, I'm going to vote conservative, I'm a right-winger. This guy talking about Hindu, Vishnu, Brahma, flute boy, because V2 spreads itself thin and accepts this view merely because it's one true God, that the claim one true God. Same thing with the Muslim God. You're going to start accepting culturally Muslims running for conservative seats, and that's what you already see. You're seeing Muslims and Hindus running for conservative seats, conservative representative positions. And you can't argue against it, but you can from an orthodox position. You can argue against it. That alone, once you see it in action, that alone should stop you and go, wait a second. Yes, I was raised from an early age Catholic. Yes, my whole family's identity is this tradition. Yes, most of my life has little to do with the deep depths of the philosophy and the metaphysics and the Christology and the rest of it. It's more like just a cultural practice. But how are you even going to preserve Catholicism as you know it? Get out of here. No, you get out of here.
Hindus for president.
No, you get out of here. How are you going to preserve the things you associate to Catholicism if Catholicism is going to be one of the gears, one of the arms, one of the mechanisms that actually allows Hindus and Muslims to take over your towns and cities? You can't answer that question. It's not a personal attack. You can't stop it from your own theology. You can't. You have to accept it. It's authoritative. Kenneth Wells, thank you so much, Kenneth. Nice to see you here. $5. Any spirit that denies God took flesh of the virgin is the spirit of the... Yeah, because God, from a Christian view, God is not simply a status that can be occupied, like the Mormon view. God isn't a splintered, theistic, infinite God of splintered parts that's found in everything, that the accumulation of which is a monistic God that's the accumulation of all things. No. The personhood of God, from a Christian view, is essential to the practice of Christianity and what distinguishes it from practicing anything else. And if you balk on that, you deserve Islam and Hinduism taking over your local communities and your governance, okay? Sorry to be harsh, but you deserve it because you're not defending your faith. You're softening your faith. You're diluting your faith. You're adding water to your faith. Yeah, but I mean, it's one God. I mean, it's one true God. They use the term one true God, though, Jimbob. Yeah, who is it? What do you mean? It's him, the one true God. Who? Who is it? Is there a name? No, the one true God, the thing. Vishnu. Is it Vishnu? Well, I mean, look, Hindus worship Christ and just call him Vishnu without knowing it. You know what I mean? You got to just give them a little bit of credit. No, I don't want them. No.
And what that means for, you're not a polytheist either. That's a similar.
Similar? No. 60 minutes, 5 left. Let's get those last 5 super chats. Yes, it was a bit grueling today. I take ownership and responsibility. I started the stream with a fat-headed triangular vagine-looking thing just barking at you all. I apologize. Forgive me. $5. Let's hit that goal. Yes.
Philosophy, and I'd love to kind of continue that over a religious dinner conversation sometime.
A dinner where we're eating with our hands, or are we eating with a fork? Are we praying to Christ before dinner, or are we praying to a butterfly? You freak show. You absolute show. Who would you like to say grace? Ramaswamy? Who are you going to pray to? Little guy? Who are we praying to? Who are we thanking? Who's doing the blessing? Is it you or me? Who's doing it?
But
you also call yourself a Hindu as well.
I'm a Hindu. I am a Hindu. So
Yeah. So a better question, when you guys do this is like the Christian Groyper technique, which is good. I actually commend the Groypers for this, showing up at Charlie Kirk's events, pushing back on homosexuality, being in the movement and whatnot. Same thing here. Should be seen as the same thing. Why is a conservative, just in name, representing conservatism in America in any given location, and the representative of your conservatism is Hinduism? Why? What are you doing? What, to own the left?
My ethical god will come down in a cloud of curry powder and dry dung. Let's see if you pass the smell test.
Yeah, maybe. You know what I want to do? You know what I want to do? I want to go actually kill a baby cow today. I want to go call, just because I'm watching all. I want to go to a farm and pay a farmer to let me do it.
So I'd like to. So we're here mostly on.
Here's Vagine. She can't stop herself. Vagine cannot stop herself.
Would putting the 10 Commandments in the classroom count as Christianity in schools, or would that be too bagel-friendly?
I would start.
Joda o lol.
I would start with that, yeah. I don't think necessarily it's super bagel-friendly, because you still have to push to who God is, and teach it. So, yeah, sure. Thank you, JB, another $5. Vivek, alhamdulillah, or whatever the dude, vote for me, yeah. Well, he wouldn't say that, but he might as well.
I loved having spiritual discussions. We can continue this another time. What I'd like to focus on today, though, is actually where that leaves us with the values of our own country.
Yeah, what gives us our values?
Don't they eat cow
Fuck
poop
you,
and have a
Jimbob. I
poop
won't be
festival?
seeing you in Valhalla.
That's right. You guys go there. I won't be there. Don't eat cow poop and have poop. They do. They have poop. Well, Vagine does. They burn poop incense in their house before dinner, and they spray cow piss around their house before dinner, and some of them have cows in their house. Is that the... So he's like, I don't really talk about my religion if it's compatible with conservatism. So let's move on to conservatism. Anyway.
With the values of our own country. The shared values of this country.
Yeah, what are the shared values of the country? What, not liking blue-haired people? Is that it?
And actually, to that effect, what's your name?
What's your name? I'm in a tough spot here, kid. I'm having a tough time with this question.
Liam, I have something I'd like to give you. Would you like to just come on stage and join me for a moment?
Oh, he's gonna flatter him. Look, this is a manipulation technique.
I'm a little behind the stream, but I would easily spend up to $1,000 on a cross made by you, Beef Sleazy.
Absolutely, that is gonna happen, Beef Sleazy. It just gives me time. I need to figure out how to get into a bigger place. I live in a townhouse that's under 1,000 square feet. Many of you don't know that. I have 3 kids. I'm bursting at the seams. I live in a state that's extremely expensive. Yes, that's no fault of yours. But it is challenging. It's very challenging. And so, all the support helps, and it gets me to a place where I could actually make more things for everybody. You know what I mean? I don't get to fully express all of my gifts right now. You get a lot of them, though, and I'm not complaining. But I just, man, do I want to make beautiful things again.
Something that's really important to me. It's next to my faith and to my family. This is the next most important thing to me in life. I usually keep it with me, and for tonight, I think it'll actually be really useful for having you come up here, and I'd love to give it to you.
He's going to give him an idol.
You want to join us for a second? Give Liam a round of applause, folks, for being brave.
What is this? He should throw it down and piss on it.
Ask him a tough question.
What is that? Appreciate that. So is the Constitution? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's the thing in question, bucko.
You said, and
because to me, I don't. Here's another question for Game Caller. Do you think should we make it illegal? Because you said you'd be fine with making it illegal for gay pride parades to be happening in public, right, Game Caller? Here's another litmus test. Are you okay with you swap a gay pride parade, the same amount of space taken up, the same amount of noise, but it's just Muslims on the street praying and spreading their nonsense? Is that okay with you? Is that okay with you? Under the guise of liberty, my liberty? This is the thing. He's shutting him down with this because he knows that the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, will rearrange the paradigm to fit what Ramaswamy wants, which is, my worldview, my religion actually gets to inform what the policy is. That's the Constitution. That's the thing that unites us, right? Yeah, absolutely. I am totally on board with Vivek Ramaswamy. I totally agree with him. Now, I don't share his values. I don't share his theology. But I do share one thing that unites us all. We are united with pluralism. And the thing that the Founding Fathers knew is that if the founding documents of this country and the founding notions of this country preserve incompatibility, that is what unites us, is the incompatibility.
Happy Puvali. You think Indians are your ally? I was born in the poop, molded by it. And by the time I was a young woman, the porcelain was nothing but blinding. Shabu.
Ew. Virginia, ew.
And next to my faith and my family, this is the next most important thing to me. This is the Constitution of the United States of America.
Look, the kid's very uncomfortable.
I'm going to give you my copy from today. And
maybe this will help you kind of dissolve your worries about the incompatibility of me representing you on the right side of things, being that I'm not a Christian, we don't share a faith. I hope this becomes our faith. This is what it is. You know what I mean? This is what it is. This is exactly how I saw it from like 2 years ago, maybe a little bit before, when I started opening my eyes to this. The Constitution is the sort of like the synthesis. It's like Freemasonry, where it's like you join, you have to believe in something, but it doesn't matter what it is. You unify under something else. The Constitution is much like that. Is it an accident that it's very similar? No, I don't think so, but that's another stream. This is the thing that's a pacifier. This pacifies Christians. Here, put this biddy in your mouth. Put it in your mouth, kid. Here's a pacifier. Put it in your mouth. I know you're worried about Christianity being conserved in the West, but here's the thing, kid. I know we differ, and I know my convictions are Hindu and yours are Christian, and they're ultimately incompatible, and they're not the same religion. But here you go, kid. Put this ball gag in your mouth called the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. There you go. It softens everything for us, doesn't it? I mean, I couldn't ask for a better incident to demonstrate my point. Let's take the things that are incompatible, ultimately, that cause disaster and pluralism in our country, that are based on individualism, or are based on collectivism. Collective Christians versus collective Hindus. Who gets to rule? Who gets to determine culture, norms, how we talk, what language we use, whether we eat food with our hands or not, whatever else. Let's take that and dissolve it and soften it and say, you know what? Let's put those aside.
7 articles in it. I'll ask you to just open it up real quick to Article 6, if you will, for a second. And I think it's actually, we talk about the Constitution a lot in our country, and I love that. One of the things I love about it is it actually makes sense to read the Constitution from time to time. It's a good thing to actually read. So we'll go to Article 6.
Now watch. I don't even know what he's going to read, but I assure you, I'm pretty 99% sure and confident that whatever he's going to read is going to be some sort of principle that pushes this kid away from his Christian convictions, and he accommodates, he jeopardizes his own convictions for the sake of the founding fathers. That's what's going to happen.
There's 7 articles in it.
In fact, I wouldn't even put it past these people to even stage something like this, by the way. You know what I mean? I don't even put it past these psychopaths. These people know that entertainment is politics at this point. I wouldn't even put it past these people. This kid's probably a leftist, for all we know.
And why don't you just read the part 3?
Yeah, you read it. You read it. Why don't you just read it? You read the thing that's going to soften your conviction. You read it.
To the audience. We'll make this our constitutional reading for the day.
Look at that creep. You freak show. You shouldn't even be in our Ubers.
The senators and representatives before mentioned and the members of the several states legislators and all executives and judicial officers both in the United States and several states shall be bound by oath or affirmation to support this Constitution, but no religious test shall ever be required as qualification.
Yeah, that wasn't always the case, bucko. There was a religious test before it. The founding of the country before that, right? The movement of the country, the independence of the country, there was tests. Now, this is a silencing mechanism. This is like, I'm going to humiliate you, basically. I'm going to shut you down. I'm going to silence you. You read this. This is your new Bible, kid. That's more powerful to us than any Christian verse you have. Oh, your belief, my belief? Guess what? You know what trumps our belief? The Constitution. People are sick of this. Now, not enough people are sick of it, but people are sick of it.
To any office or public trust under the United States.
There you go, yeah. See, that's actually in favor, right? That's actually in favor of Ramaswamy here. Dude, that's our weakness. That is their Trojan horse. This is what's happening. It's been happening. It's exactly what's happening. Read it, boy. Oh, you call yourself a Christian? You want to rule by Christian? By the way, here's this. Here's my defense. This is why we're going to take over your nation. This is why other cultures are going to take over your nation. Because you guys are soft. And you cuck to the Constitutional. You're a cuckstitutionalist. Oh, I guess you're right. Thank you for that. I guess I gotta put all my convictions aside. Wah, wah, wah. Look at Ramaswamy. Look at him. Dude, that was a moment of domination. I wouldn't put it past these freaks that was actually scripted, honestly. Because think about the messaging. I mean, think about the messaging. How effective that messaging is. At Turning Point, no less. This is what I'm saying. Turning Point is not your friend. I don't care what you thought of Charlie Kirk. These people are not your friends. They're subverters. Okay, I guess that's right. No religious tests, no conviction, no worldview. Okay, you're right. I'm wrong. I mean, it's so weak. From experience, best thing is to start reciting the creed. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Like, if you, to say what you actually believe and ask, ask Ramaswamy, right? I don't understand. Why not? Why not? Why not? By the way, even if you held to the Constitution, that doesn't stop the kid's contention if this kid is legit, a Christian or whatever. It's the contention is not whether or not there's no necessary religious test. Well, there's still a religious test for voters. So he dodged this whole entire thing. This poor kid, he's young or whatever. Let's say he is a Christian and not a plant. But now I'm wondering, after watching that, he could say, yeah, I don't care what this says right now. The question isn't whether it's a religious test. Me voting for you is a religious test. So yeah, the Constitution saying you can't have a thing that requires you to believe something to be elected, that still doesn't change for the voters, does it? You know what? You know what I mean? Like the voters can still determine and use discrimination and say, no, we are the religious test. We're not going to vote for you. Now, you could lie about your religion, obviously, so it doesn't solve every problem, but this guy dodged the whole thing. He's a little sneak. He's an absolute sneak, that guy. Effective, though. Really, he's really good at it.